Good morning, class 7 students. Students, we are doing chapter number 3, and the name of the chapter is Delhi Sultans. Students, our topic is from garrison town to empire, the expansion of Delhi Sultanate. How the Delhi Sultanate has expanded. In the early 13th century, the control of the Delhi Sultans really went beyond heavily fortified towns occupied by garrison. Students, in the 13th century, Delhi Sultans rarely beyond the heavy fortified towns, they occupied the garrison. Garrison is the station land of the soldier, where the soldiers are being stationed up, the forfeited land. The Delhi Sultan seldom controlled the hinterland. Hinterland means the land or the port that supply it with goods and services, where goods and services are being services are being done of the city, and were therefore dependent upon the trade, tributes, and planters for suppliers. So, students, these cities were therefore they dependent upon the trade. Controlling garrison town in distant Bengal and Sindh from Delhi was extremely difficult. Students, controlling the garrison land means the land for soldier settlements distant Bengal or Sindh river from Delhi was extremely difficult. Rebellions, war, even bad weather would snap fragile communication routes. Delhi authorities were also challenged by the Mongols, evasion from Afghanistan, and by governors who rebelled at a sign of Sultan weakness. Students, it was very difficult for a Delhi who was ruling the Delhi Sultans for to manage the administer the country states like Bengal, Sindh was extremely difficult, and because Delhi authority was challenged means they have to fight with the Mongols also, which was evasion from the Afghanistan. Sultan weakness. The Sultanate barely survived these challenges. Its expansion occurs during the regime of Ghiyasuddin, Balban, Alauddin Khilji, and Muhammad Tughlaq. The first set of campaign along the international frontier of the Delhi Sultanate aimed at consolidating the hinterland of the garrison town. During these campaign, forces were cleared by the Ganga Yamuna, Dhobs and hunters, gatherers, and pastoralists. Students, they started the internal fortress of the Sultan aim. Means the first campaign was started, and during this campaign, forests were cleared out, which were near the Ganga Yamuna. At the bank of the Ganga Yamuna river, the hunter gatherers, the early men, and they were expelled from their habitat. It means the land was cleared up. These lands were given to peasants, and agriculture was encouraged. All these land which was cleared up was given to peasants and for agriculture, and agriculture was encouraged. New fortress and towns were established. New fortress was established to protect trade route, to promote the regional trade, The second expansion occurs, students. This was regarding the first expansion. The second expansion occurred along the external frontier of Sultanate. Military expeditions into the Khilji and culminated with Muhammad Tughlaq. In this campaign, Delhi Sultanate armies captured elephant, horses, slaves, and carried away precious metals. Students, this is the explanation of the second expansion of external frontier of Sultanate, where Sultanate armies captured the Delhi Sultanate army captured all the elephants, horses, slaves, and carried away the precious metal with them. By the end of Muhammad Tughlaq region in 150 years after somewhat humble beginning, the armies of the Delhi Sultanate had marched across a larger part of the subcontinent. Students, see from here, this is the Delhi, and this is how that the arrows are being made, that how they are acquiring the areas. The Sultanate collected taxes from the peasantry and dispensed justice to the realm. But how complete and effective was it to control over such a vast territory? It was very difficult for the Delhi Sultanate because they are acquiring it. Muhammad Tughlaq acquired all the territory, and it is very difficult, becoming very difficult and effective to control these territories. Thank you.